Excuse me.
Those skeletons were okay.
Skeletons can be jerks sometimes.
Got these jumps here. I missed these jumps in the Awesome Games Done Quick run, but I'm pretty good at these jumps now. I don't really miss them anymore. And I got the fastest Viper kill.
Quick kill too. He lines the crosses upright.
That was good. Like I said, that was 1¼ seconds faster than my stage 3 world record.
That was a really good stage 3.
Yep, nailed every trick.
Except for the fuzzball strat, could have been a little bit better.
The 11 frames, I think. It'll be
That was the funny comment
stage
from
4,
K-Mac.
the abandoned fortress.
11 frames, I think it'll be okay.
Yeah, these raising platforms all have completely fixed cycles. There's no real randomness. Needs to be a little careful in this part here too, just because if you hit both a candle and an enemy at the same time with the cross, it'll only kill one of them. So sometimes it'll break the candle.
Yeah, I didn't know what to say too much on stage 4.
All right, approaching a mini boss of this stage, a skull named Poexel.
Yeah, I wonder what he's doing in this game.
Gotta make a funny comment about Poexel.
Better luck next time.
Very easy kill. Yeah,
one of these days.
One of these days.
A triple shot cross pretty much makes really quick use of all these bosses.
For some reason, I missed that right there. A little embarrassing,
yeah,
but not too big of a deal.
This room, there's no real way to skip it. He has to wait for the screen to rotate, go past Medusa head. So he's not going to kill Medusas, though, because that creates lag.
So I got this from DK28,
so
just putting the whip up like that. That's what I decided to do during this section.
So we have a $30 donation
Excellent
from Anonymous.
spot for
I've enjoyed Paul's
donations.
weekly races over the past year, and I'm thrilled to see him run at SGDQ. Here's hoping for a 1-cycle mummy. Good luck, Paul.
Looking for a 1-cycle one. Too bad, because I got a 2-cycle.
I have a $5 donation from Monkey137. Good luck to Paul on the run. Hopefully Trollga doesn't troll you. Would be awesome if you even have a deathless run.
No deathless
This
run.
donation goes to Fierce, Paul's choice.
Trollga
also, quick
was
shout out to
actually a
Power Up
decent
Audio.
fight.
Sounds never been
I was
so
satisfied with Trollga.
I like to think of stage 4 in this game as kind of being there to show off the power of the Super Nintendo, just because this is a very early Super Nintendo game. Between this rotation and the rotating screen and then the background in this part.
Yeah, here's some more Mode 7 goodness for you on the Super NES.
Okay, probably the worst part of the run that I was not satisfied with was that we spent like a whole minute explaining the zip, right, and it never happened. I never even got up there to even attempt it. So for me, time-wise aside, not being able to do the zip, I think, was the worst part of the run, because I really wanted to show off the biggest glitch in the game, and I didn't even get a chance to even get up there to do it.
Alright, so coming up in the next section here, I'm about to try to pull off one of the biggest glitches in the game. It's a zip that saves about 10 seconds. My success rate is about 80%, so hopefully I'll be able to do it.
Yeah, what he's going to try and do is actually he's going to try and get hit by a bat.
I mean, I know I didn't die to the zip,
the rising floor.
I
so
really wanted to get up there and do it. My success rate was really good in the practice room. I kept nailing it left and right. And look, right there.
Unfortunately, he's not.
Yeah, right here. I just didn't jump up. I jumped from here, and then you're supposed to jump up to here, but I just fell right down. You only have like a 2 or 3 frame window to make that jump here, or you're gonna hit your head on that ceiling. That's why this jump from here to here is actually kind of difficult, and it's also kind of funny because in the practice room I kept doing the same thing. I kept missing that jump there. I should have drilled that jump, actually, is what I should have did. Because I did miss that a few times after a few practice runs. And of course I missed it in this run here. So that was very bad.
Frame perfect trick too.
Yep, just fell right down. And if you miss that jump, you can't go do the zip.
Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to go for it now. He does have to get up to catch this cycle of rising blocks.
I missed that jump. I'm not going to be able to do the
Hey,
glitch now,
level 20 wizard
Yeah,
and
but-
JC.
Yeah, you don't have a very
87.
big window to actually get up to this point to be able to even set it up in the first place.
Fortunately, missing it this way is much better than going for it and then dying.
Yeah, because if you die, you're gonna lose your sub-weapon as well, or your weapon upgrades.
So yeah, that was
getting the
horrible
zip
not being able to do the
saves so
zip,
much time because it
which
lets him
I
skip a
think was the
cycle
worst
with
part of
those
the run
rising
because
blocks.
you know I was able to
Just
show off
everything
most of
there.
everything else in the game, but just wasn't able to show off the zip. That's what people like to
All right,
see.
approaching the end boss of stage 4, big rock monster called Coronat.
Here's a little mistake right here. Just fell down. Another little nervous twitch.
Coronat's pretty similar to
Coronat Fight
previous
was
bosses, that he's just
okay.
gonna spam
I'm
crosses,
satisfied
but,
with that. Got the early orb.
Little interesting trick he might be able to do after he kills him. Because depending on what cycle these rising platforms are in, when the orb that ends the stage spawns.
Quick orb.
Nice,
Yes.
quick orb.
So that's good. Got the quick orb.
That saves a couple seconds if he gets it, but he has pretty limited control just because the rising platform.
Yeah,
has to
Chef
be near
Bureau.
the
Not
top
being
of
able to
its
do the
cycle
zip
in order for it to even have
was
a
really
shot at making that
disappointing.
jump.
Really disappointed on
All right,
that.
stage 5.
So as I'm going into stage 5, I'm talking about the harpies, okay, about how annoying they are and how randomly they appear in the screen. And just so happens that there wasn't like any harpies at all in this stage at all. I at least wanted to have a few pop in so I can kill them, you know. So I can keep to my word so people can see the harpies come in, but
The main thing I got to worry about on stage 5 is the harpies. The harpies can randomly appear out of nowhere and drop Flea Man, and it can be quite annoying.
yeah, there just wasn't any harpies.
Harpies are jerks. They have
No
wings.
harpies. Everyone's probably like, where's the harpies?
Stage
There's no
5 doesn't
harpies.
have a boss, too. It's the only stage in the game like that. I like to think of this as where the boss is the time limit, because the Konami intentionally set a very low time limit for this stage to make you have to
No
hurry to get
harpies.
into Dracula's
I think there was
castle
one
on time.
harpy at the end here. That like quickly came in. I could kill him pretty quick.
So, let's have a
There's
couple
one. Yeah, there was
donations
one
for the
harpy
rest of
there.
the stage.
So there's
Okay.
one harpy.
We have a $100 donation from Anonymous. 100 more if you manage the Triforce Triple Cross pose on any boss.
Okay, now what Skybills just said, the host, $100 more for a Triforce triple pose on any boss. Well, guess what? I did not do that at all on any boss. And that is actually one of the things that I want to practice is learning the Triforce on all the other bosses in this game. Because I'm like the only one who's not doing that. Nagi Belmondo's doing that. Joe D'Amelio's learned that. So I'm going to spend some time and learn to do the Triforces at the end of stages 3, 6, 7, maybe 9, and maybe A. I don't think you can do on A after the Mummy. And also on Drac. So I'm gonna actually spend some time and learn that. I was really like, I did not have any Triforce pose on any boss, and I'm not very satisfied with that. So I'm gonna learn that. That's one of the few things I'm gonna practice immediately. At least learn a few bosses.
$25 donation from Anonymous.
They're actually hard to do. They take a lot of practice to pull off. Certain timings and stuff. It's not there, so you can't. It takes
Only
a
some
little while
classic
to learn.
Castlevania. Been waiting all week.
Get down
Simon's
good.
Quest was amazing. Can't wait for Rondo of Blood. Shoutouts to all the Castlevania runners. Much respect to all participants, and a big thank you to everyone for making this event possible.
Stage 5 was
All right,
good.
so going, there's no end boss here on
Hey,
stage 5.
Cards
You just walk
fan,
right into Dracula's
8-bit game
castle.
nerd.
And
All right, stage 6 was a very butchered up stage, at least the first half of it anyway. I made some really stupid
the
mistakes.
This is
going
where
into stage
Dracula
6.
throws all his wild parties.
Oh yeah, I made a comment
That's
there.
possible.
For some
All
reason,
right,
I
so
really
going,
wanted to say this
There's no
in the
end
run.
boss here on stage 5. You
This
just
is
walk
where
right into
Dracula
Dracula's
throws all
castle.
his wild parties. I really wanted to say that.
And stage 6, the ballroom. This is where Dracula throws all his wild parties.
I'm definitely going to say that. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah. The screen doesn't really have a whole lot going on, but the next one after
So yeah, for some reason I grabbed that holy water, and I honestly have no idea why I did that. I just wasn't playing very well, wasn't concentrating. For some reason, see that I did the maneuver to what you do after you die to the chandeliers to grab the holy water. So I guess what was going through my mind is that I'm thinking I have already died from the chandeliers, and I need to grab the holy water. I think that was it. Kind of clicked in my head for some reason.
This is one of the harder.
So yeah, that's exactly what I do for the backup strat after dying to the chandeliers. That is the exact same thing I do. So I guess for some reason I thought I've already died to the chandeliers, even though I haven't even got there yet. So yeah, that was really stupid.
Oh.
It was probably one of the most stupidest things in the run that I did.
I think I did.
But either way, though, I was able. I didn't really mind so much because that way I can go in the secret room and grab the cross. But all that really didn't matter anyway because I died to the chandeliers.
Back in the secret room.
Yeah, the next screen after this one is the.
Oh yeah, right there, another really dumb mistake. And I think the reason why I made that mistake is because...
That's no big deal. I can get my cross back in the secret room.
If this cross doesn't die, then this if this axe does not die, then this axe will go right through him and hit me as I'm going up the steps. But for some reason, I turned around and I whipped this axe. I whipped the axe, and then I started climbing the steps. But I was thinking for some reason like this axe was going to go through the night and then hit me. And just the whole notion of all that just screwed me up right here, and I got hit by that knight and fell back down. That was really stupid. That was another stupid thing.
Through some really tight platforming, he can.
And I died trying to pull off a 2-cycle.
Any swinging chandelier cycle.
A 2-cycle. I died trying to pull off a 2-cycle. Not a 3-cycle. Or I'm sorry, not a 1-cycle, but a 2-cycle. I had the 2-cycle, I had a 2-cycle chandelier death.
He can die.
That jump was good there. Whip there, make the timing. This next jump was too early. It was my fault. It was just too early. Made me fall into the pit. This next jump is also pretty precise too. All these jumps are precise all the way through this chandelier, trying to get the 1-cycle in, but. I'm still on the 2-cycle path right now, and this next jump is also a part of the 2-cycle jump, and I just jumped too early and fell right down.
Oh man!
That happens to me in record attempts also occasionally, so that death does happen sometimes. It's pretty nasty death. So unfortunately, that was a death, chandelier death.
Fortunately, though, if you die in 6-1, there's a secret room near the start.
And you know, right now I was getting even more nervous. Like I'm feeling more nervous just by the fact that I just died. I'm losing my confidence
along with hearing some music you never hear anywhere else in the game.
And just because of all that, losing my confidence from that death and all the other mistakes I made, I just decided to just do a 3-cycle. I wimped out and did a 3-cycle. Like I was too shaky and I didn't want to die again. I really did not want to die again. So I'm like, screw it. I've already died once. I'm just gonna take it safe. So I did a 3-cycle on this attempt here. And actually, what really made me decide to do a 3-cycle was that I didn't do that one last jump back there in time, and I seen that. I'm like, nope, I'm definitely doing a 3-cycle
here and take this save.
I'm definitely doing a 3-cycle. That's what I told myself after I had that last.
Yeah, getting the
jump.
fast chandeliers is about, I believe, 4.5 seconds. We're taking it a bit safer.
So yeah, chandeliers was embarrassing. Unfortunately, there's no 1-cycle, no clean run through with that. That sucked. And go in the secret room.
I'm gonna go down here in the secret room and get some goodies.
I should have mentioned about the dog and the old man, but I didn't say anything about that. I forgot to mention that. Maybe make a funny joke about that or something. I just didn't mention that. No one even said anything about it at all either. So that was kind of bad. able to get my triple shot back really fast. Okay, this is where I start kicking
Paul,
ass
for all this
again.
might not know, how many hits does it take to
How many hits does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop?
get a double?
That's what it sounds like she's saying. She's asking me a question right now, okay? And it made me, this stuff here requires a lot of strict, precise execution, and just by the fact that I had to concentrate and answer her question,
you had to hit 9 enemies.
Made me run into this ghost here.
Double and triple shot.
Because those jumps are pretty precise, and I need concentration on that. And unfortunately, I was too busy trying to answer her question and think about her question that I wasn't able to concentrate on the gameplay there. So that was a mistake caused by that.
Is it also 8 hearts for the whip upgrades too?
I think it's 5. But
yeah, you know, how many hearts for whip upgrade that Puexel asked me, and I did not actually know the answer to that. I felt kind of stupid. I'm like, I should know the answer to that, and I still think it's 5, but I'm not sure. I need to test that just to make sure. Oh yeah, I didn't do this strat right. You're supposed to, in order to make the jump from here to here to here, you need to jump a little bit later when you get off these steps here, so you don't fall down here, or you won't make the jump. You'll make jump from here to here instead of up from here. So that was another mistake right there. I fell down right there. Little mistake.
You can read out some donations if you like throughout.
Did the TV feel the same as the mine at home? No, it was slightly different. The response time and the timings were the same, but this TV itself was a little shaky. It wasn't as smooth as my TV. It was a little different, but overall it was pretty much the same. It felt the same. So to answer your question, yes, it felt the same, but it wasn't exactly the same. It was a little bit shaky for some reason.
This area here.
Okay. We have a $7 donation from Skerner who says, I'm glad to see my absolute favorite Paul on GDQ. Good luck with this Castlevania run, and hello to you too, K-Mac.
Hello.
Hello. Oh yeah, I killed those bats. That was nice. That was one thing I was hoping I'd do. Yeah, I throw that cross there. It comes back and just kills those bats. That's just for swag purposes, has no other reason. And actually, it's really hard to do that. It is really hard to throw that cross to come back and hit those bats. So I'm glad I did that. I wanted to do that.
The coffins here normally chase after you when you walk in front of them, but he just...
Yeah, Scrivener's donation was read. Yeah, I'm sorry, Chef Bureau. I didn't... I was kind of out of my control. You know, Skybills just reads the donations that she chooses to. I really didn't really have much control on that. Yeah.
Aggroing the one back there doesn't really save time. It's just kind of fun to do.
Hey, Matrick. So the rest of stage 6 was okay. I did the coffins really cleanly. This section went good. The only issue was some ghosts held me up near the end of the stage a little bit. And the end boss could have been done actually a little bit faster than what I did it. Yeah, the coffins were amazing.
That is the fastest way you can do those.
I was very satisfied with coffins there.
He only got hit once by the coffin ring. That makes this next part a lot safer, because these ghostly dancers have random spawns.
I thought I had ad block on this thing.
And if he's low on health, he's at risk of dying at the last section of this
room. I actually,
I'm
going to rewind this a little bit.
Those coffins right there.
That one last ghost, I shouldn't have had an issue with it
by the coffin ring.
if I would have threw a cross back at it. So I throw these 3 crosses here, okay? And then what I should have did is jump right now and throw one behind me so that this ghost would die. But I didn't do that. That was a mistake.
At the last section of this.
And this ghost, I had to do that. But this ghost should not even be there. So I had to stop for a little bit there. That was bad. That should not have happened.
There is a boss here.
Yeah, blink and you'll miss it though.
And this boss actually died. You see the flames here? How this is the right side of the flames? You can actually kill this boss, and I can do it consistently, where the flames are pretty much snug with this the corner of this block here. So there was a little bit of a gap here. He could have died a little bit sooner. It was actually, he usually does die over here, but it was a little bit slower. That was a slow fight actually. And yeah, I need to learn. I'm gonna learn a Triforce pose for this boss here. I'll start doing that because Joe's doing that, and I really like how he's doing that. So I might just either copy off of him or try to do a different variation.
Yeah, those chandeliers are tough.
Hey, Neats.
All right, stage 7, the library.
A little bit of RNG with that knife.
Stage 7 was good, except for I had one big mistake near the middle of the stage. It looked really, really shitty. Everything else is alright.
Take a hit by the axe so I can walk right through that knight. And I'm going to need to grab the meat here. Safety meat.
Safety meat. Though actually, one of the reasons why I said safety meat is because that is a quote from Funk Doc. Funk Doc's Awesome Games Done Quick Run he did a few years back. He also said safety meat. And ever since he said that, I wanted to say that too. So that was a quote from Funk Doc.
Drop down here. Okay, there's a big trick in this next section, a book jump that's kind of scary.
Book jump a little scary. I got the book jump.
Knight
That's
on the
good.
left side of the screen had thrown his axe low. Paul could have damage boosted off of that to save
Nice.
time
Very
on
good.
the books. Nice.
Usually do get that book jump. Is there a reason why I go into stage 6 block? There's so many
If you had
extra
a few
hearts.
donations, now would probably be a good time
The reason
for
why I had
some.
so many hearts was because I died, and I'm not very.
We have
I'm
a
not
$50
trained
donation
to
from Zephyr
know what
253
candles
that
to
says,
get
I think it's really
after
amazing how big this
the
event
death
has
is what
become in
caused
just
me
a
to
few
have
short
too
years.
many
Half of
hearts.
this donation goes to Chrono
That's
Trigger
normally
100%,
doesn't
and
happen.
the other half goes to appeasing the RNG.
Oh yeah, this
gods
is where
and the
this was a
nice
big
tasty
mistake
animal
here.
sacrifice.
I simply didn't whip the dog, and it caused me to get hit here, and then I fell through the. I realized, okay, I got hit, and there's a meat there. I'm gonna go try to hurry up and grab that meat because my health's getting low after I hit that dog. Basically, my whole mind was scatter-minded after I got hit by that dog. I'm like, oh no, this is gonna suck. So the meat disappeared, and now I'm stuck down here between this big worm, and I couldn't.
Gotta get
I
rid of
had
this guy.
problems making him disappear.
The leg
That
monster.
whole mistake was bad. It cost me like, let's see, 27, 37, like 37, like 18 seconds or something. That was
His
really shitty.
health management's pretty tight near the end of 7-2. So he's gonna have to play it a bit safer.
Yeah, I'm gonna be jumping over these things.
I had to jump
save my
over this
health for
stuff.
Sir Dracula, which is the boss of the. At
Unfortunately,
the
I
end of the
couldn't
stage.
boost from it because I needed to save my health for the
I
boss.
want to make sure I have enough health for him.
I nailed that boost with the axe there. That was good. And Sir Draco had the block on me for a little bit, for like 2 whole seconds, right there.
Good kill.
That's why I made that noise afterwards. That was a little bit unnecessary, but
Also, if you
whatever.
guys notice, I'm utilizing a relatively new strat. It's called a cross and whip strat, where I'm pressing cross and I'm doing a cross and a whip at the exact same time, and it's kind of hard to
I
execute.
could have explained that cross and whip strat a little bit better. I should have rehearsed my commentary
Yeah,
on
'cause
that.
he has to basically hit the whip button and the sub weapon button on.
I'm glad Flexel chimed in and
frames
just finished
in
it
order
off a little
to
bit.
Do both basically at the same time.
Thankfully, I got
So
the eye
this is actually
boost,
the hardest
the
stage in
NI
game.
boost at the beginning of stage
There's a
1
lot of
or
stuff
stage
that
8.
can one hit kill you, like the spiders.
That's not easy to
They
do
call it
every
stage
time.
8 for a reason.
If anyone's
So-
wondering why the acid is red instead of green, it's because he's playing the Japanese version. There's no
Yeah, this
like
this eye
gameplay
boost here
differences.
deserves an applause actually, but there was no applause, so that's hard to do.
Just all graphical.
That was
I'm gonna be taking this safe right here. Normally you can jump under that with a 1-frame jump, but It's really hard to do.
Really hard to do. I should have said it was really risky, not hard. But either
took
way,
that save. I do that during record attempts, but took that save.
Okay, right here he's pausing for a second in order to despawn.
And I missed this blood drip boost here. I got knocked backwards.
To wait for the
that's a hard thing to execute. So it overloads the sprite limit. And I was thinking about grabbing that meat, but I'm like, nah, I can do the rest of the stage with that much health, which I know I can, as long as I don't get hit by that weed down below in this next section. I actually screwed up this section here, and that's because this jump right here is a 1-frame jump, so that you don't hit your head on the ceiling there. And actually, even a 2-frame jump makes it so that you don't hit your head there. And I clearly tried to do the 1 or 2-frame jump, but look what happens. My head hits the ceiling, screwing up this strat here. So that part got screwed up, but thankfully I jumped over that weed. Because if I only had that much health and if I get hit by that weed, that really hurts the rest of the stage, because I have to get the potion, I have to kill the eyeball slow, and I lose like a bunch of time. So at least I didn't get hit by that weed, but I screwed up those jumps up there. That was really the only mistake I made on stage, was just not getting that 1-frame jump up there. And thankfully I did the stair jump, because I kept I've been missing this a lot lately. I practiced this in the practice room for a while, and for some reason, ever since I got my new controller, it's been having issues jumping onto the steps here. But I'm glad I got that.
Nice.
Right under these
I mean, like I said, this run could have went a lot worse than what it was, but it wasn't the greatest. But it was still good overall.
Bringing my health down to nothing here.
And yeah, I took the Vegas bridge save, didn't do the boost on the steps. Looks like I probably would have died if I would have went
just
for
waiting
it.
for an extra cycle on it.
Almost died there.
Safe, but in like a record attempt, you just go and hope that the cycle lines up with getting across.
No early orb. A paleo the revenge.
Something he does between stages too is try to end with 0 hearts in order to save a bit of time on the score countdown at the end of the stage.
Alright, stage 9, the Treasury.
Stage 9 was actually
a lot of treasure
okay.
in this stage. All the skeletons are made of gold. It's pretty cool.
Almost all the candles have points in them.
Okay, listen to what Puexel just said. Keep in mind that Puexel just said something. He said that almost all the candles have money bags in them. That is actually a wrong statement. Most candles in this stage actually have hearts in them, not money bags. There's only one section later on in this stage where yes, all the candles are money bags. That's the second before the last section. And during this run, I didn't really know that he even mentioned that, so I wasn't really paying attention.
It's pretty cool.
Almost all the candles have points in them, because they don't have hearts.
Yeah, almost all the candles have money bags, not hearts. That's actually not true, because most candles actually have hearts. I didn't know he said that. Just keep that in mind.
Alright, going into this next section here, I'm going to try to jump over these disappearing blocks to help reduce lag.
Overwatch this guy on battle.net. Guess the beta started. The beta started? What? Holy crap. Are you serious? I will definitely check that out as soon as this is over. I want to make sure I'm going to upload this commentary to YouTube, so I'm going to check that out after this run. But if that's the case, then there's going to be some major changes going on here.
If you have a few donations, now would probably be a good time for a few.
Okay. We have a $30 donation from BHC member that says, best of luck to all the runners. Great to see some Castlevania runs. One of the best series and soundtracks ever. $15 donation from Hemcha, who says, finally managed to catch SGDQ live.
That
so
section went very good.
Can't wait for Rondo of Blood.
Like it usually does.
$50 donation from Anonymous. I like animals, so I'm going to put $20 towards saving them. But I like skillful speedruns more, so 30 more goes towards killing them.
Alright, now, okay, Skybills is going to ask me a question. Listen to what she asks me.
Now, Paul, you did mention that a lot of these candles drop money. Can I ask you something? Does that complicate the route a bit in this stage?
Okay. Paul, you mentioned that the candles drop money. No, I did not mention that. That was Poexel saying that, and that's not true anyway. So, when she asked me this question, I was so confused, like really confused. And on top of that, I had to do all these really strict execution moves here and on the next day or on the next screen, and I just got so confused that I actually didn't know how to answer her question. So I basically just said money is no reason. I thought she was asking me what is the point of money. Like what I thought was what she was asking me maybe was what was the point of money bags? Is there a does it help out the run? That's what I thought she was asking, because I didn't have any idea what she was really asking me. That the
stage, considering you have to have a set amount of hearts to take down, you know, given number of enemies.
Yeah, here I'll rewind it again so you can hear her question.
Now, Paul, you did mention that a lot of these candles drop money. Can I ask you something? Does that complicate the route a bit in this stage, considering you have to have a set amount of hearts to take down, you know, given number of enemies?
Money has no effect on the speed run of this game. It's just really just for score.
Yeah, so that's what I said. I didn't really understand her question because you know, like I said, I didn't say that all the candles have money, and she was asking me a question about does it like screw up the run or whatever. To really answer her question though, it's just I just know what candles to get for how many hearts I need throughout the level. That is the true answer to her question. It's just I just know what candles to get, you know, through repetition. I know what to get and what candles to avoid. But most candles in the stage actually have hearts. So it's really a non-issue, just like any other stage in this game. The candles is really not an issue.
Not at all.
And I was really disappointed that I didn't do this ring glitch here. I didn't execute that glitch, unfortunately.
Jerk bones.
That was one of the only mistakes in this stage, is not getting that ring glitch. Yeah, Poexel, you did really good commentating. I really appreciate all you guys. Did great commentating. You did really good commentating. That was just the only issue was with the money bag with the hearts. It really confused me when Skybos asked me that question. That was the only thing. But otherwise, you did really good.
If he's at the bat's at the right height when it splits, he can then just kill the smaller bats almost instantly with his crosses.
That should be good.
Yep.
That's not bad.
So the bat fight could have been done in a few seconds faster, but that was definitely acceptable. And actually, next stage, Stage A, the Clock Tower, was probably my best stage in the run. Also, right next to Stage 3. The only issue was that I got a 2-cycle mummy, but that was kind of out of my control. But the rest of the stage though was beautiful. There was no issues, no mistakes. Everything was really good. I nailed every single trick.
Jump over that pillar there, save a little bit of time.
All this stuff was very good. Yeah, on the couch is K-Mac, Poexel, and Jaguar King. Yeah, all this stuff was good. I got good RNG from these skeletons here. Oh yeah, right here when I said I actually pretty much knew I was gonna make that jump. I said just to kind of build some suspense in the run, because there wasn't really any commentary going on, and I didn't really know what else to say, and so I'm like, I'm gonna try to make this a little bit more suspenseful and make a little noise here trying to grab this ring. But this ring, I can miss this ring sometimes. It does happen. So this jump is a little scary, it can be, but most of the time I usually do make this, and I pretty much knew I was going to make it. I just wanted to make it sound a little bit suspenseful. Yeah, we'll play it back again.
Nice.
Good.
Nice.
A little scary on that jump.
That
there.
jump actually used to be scary until Hanage Belmondo found out how to do that consistently.
So this room
This
here is
all
a
this
couple
stuff here was
pretty
great.
cool looking floor clips that he's
All this
doing
execution
by,
throughout this section here is pretty tough to do.
grabbing a
and
whip ring.
really glad I nailed all that stuff there.
Basically, yeah, like the name implies, you can.
I'm glad I was able to show
just
off
go
this
through the
stage
floor.
very nicely.
Like right there.
Nice.
Very good.
Section.
Good stage.
I was able to do two boosts here,
Couple of damage boosts here to exhaust my health
nice.
out.
and then unfortunately
This is the
I
mummy,
had
the
a
most
2-cycle
random boss in
mummy,
the
a
whole
slow
game.
2-cycle mummy, 2 spawns in the center.
Ideally, he wants the mummy to be either completely on
I
the
didn't really
left or right
mind
side
too
of
much
the
about
screen,
that
because then that
because
makes it
that's out of
possible
my
to get a
control. I
one-cycle
really
kill.
can't control that, you know, it's just whatever.
If it gives him a good spawn here, he can get a fast 2-cycle, but unfortunately he didn't. It's also random whether he throws bandages or fireballs. Bandages are better because they have a fixed kind of sine wave pattern. He has planned safe spots for all of them, and the fireballs are completely random. So even if he gets a good spawn point, if he gets the fireball pattern, he can still miss the 1-round quick kill if he throws a fireball right into Simon's face.
That was a really good stage despite the bad mummy RNG.
The rest of the game is actually pretty good. I was very
Drop through this
satisfied. You can
section
see
here,
it.
save a
You can see
bunch
on my
of
splits I
time.
have on my right there.
On this
that
bridge
I
here,
only
wanna,
did stage B
grab as many hearts
2
as I
seconds
can,
slower than
so I have enough
than the
hearts
world
for the
record.
final 4 boss fights of the game.
Even though I
And
took
also, I want to try to
save.
kill these bats to help reduce lag a little bit.
The only major issue on stage B, or at least the final 4, was that I screwed up the Gaibon fight. That was the only thing that
Jump
I
onto the
was
steps.
unsatisfied with.
You could also jump back into the bats and damage boost down there, but that makes Slowbra the first boss a lot more dangerous.
All this stuff's really good. Grab that heart there. In record temps, I don't grab that heart and save a quarter of a second. But it's risky because you may not have enough hearts for Drac if you get trolled by Slorgra.
Nice blocks here. This is the best block pattern you can get.
Yeah, good block pattern.
Yes, there's a bit of randomness to the spawns of these blocks.
Yeah, those blocks can be manipulated a little bit.
I did not need to whip this guy or throw a cross at him. I don't remember what I did. I threw a cross at him. I did not need to do that. That was unnecessary because I could just grab that meat. That was just dumb. It's not too big of a deal.
Alright, so here's Slogra, the
Grabbed all
first
those
and most
hearts, that's
difficult of
good.
the final 4. Well, he's going to be using a really cool strat originally developed by Boblo, where he overlaps his crosses.
Okay, yeah, right here, Slorga backs up, so all 3 of those crosses connected. And I seen that during the run, and I was thinking, I'm on my way to a 6th cycle. I am still on my way to a 6th cycle.
Slogra's hitbox.
Through that one there,
Same
2 more
time.
here, and all 3 of those connected. I'm still on my way to a 6th cycle. Very,
This
very
fight is-
good. Now, I got trolled here, and I got hit there, and that's going to hurt this next setup here. So I knew as soon as I got trolled there, now I'm on my way to a 7th cycle at least, not a 6 anymore.
It's normally meant to last
Actually,
about like
I
20
knew I was
feet
on my
over-
way to a 7th cycle as soon as I broke him up, because if you break him up and he has 4 blocks of life left, you can get a 6th cycle. But if he has 5 like here, that means you can only get a 7 at the most.
20 cycles of him
And
jumping.
he trolled me. This was the biggest troll right here. Him diving at me, and all 3 of those crosses missed. That was horrible.
up into
I
the
had
air,
to
back down. But
those
by
two
using
crosses
this
connected.
multi-hit technique, you can
I think only one connected right there, unfortunately. Maybe two, I don't know for sure.
optimally
But then I
kill
was
him
able
in
to
his
finish him off
7
right there with an 8,
rounds.
so that's an 8 cycle slow grip.
Nice.
And I'll play it back from the beginning.
Well, he's going to be using a
Without
really cool
stopping.
strat originally developed by Boblo, where he overlaps his crosses inside Sloger's hitbox at the same time. Because this fight is normally meant to last about like 20 cycles of him jumping up into the air and back down. But by using this cross multi-hit technique, you can optimally kill him in as few as 7 rounds. That was
Good.
So yeah, I got trolled, but I did what I could and got an 8 cycle in and was satisfied with the fight.
Slugger is the true
I was
boss.
satisfied with
Slugger
that.
is
If I
by
get a
far
9
the hardest
cycle,
boss in the game.
if I get a 9 cycle, I usually am not satisfied with that.
Now we're followed by Gaibon, who's the easiest boss in the rush.
Yeah, we all said that Gaibon is the easiest boss, yet is the only boss I really screwed up. Gaibon could have been done like 5 or 6 seconds
Gaibon's
faster.
the easier of the final 4. I could have done a little bit faster there.
Yeah, it's like he was the only boss that I really didn't do good, even though we said he's the easiest.
With Death here, I'm
And
going to throw a
let me
cross
see
to
where
set
I
up
made that
a...
mistake.
Yeah, Slugger is by...
Where he
Slugger is by far...
who's the easiest
Okay.
boss in the rush.
Yeah, right here. I didn't jump right here on the next jump and whip him again. That's all I had to do, and he would drop right there. But instead, I sticked on the ground and whipped. I didn't jump right, and it caused the fight to go a lot slower.
Yeah, Gaibon's the easier of the final 4. I could have done a little bit faster there.
Death was actually really fast. I had a really
With
good
Death here,
death
I'm going to
kill.
throw a cross to set up a timing.
Very good.
Very nice.
And yeah, at this point you can do a jump here, but I simply couldn't hear it at all. There's such a faint audio cue that I use to start jumping, and I had to start jumping at a precise timing. And with people clapping in the background and other noise going on, I simply cannot. I can't even hear it in my house when the furnace is on or the air conditioning is going on. It's that faint. Like, I need total silence to hear this. So I didn't even bother to even attempt that jump. Because if you attempt it, you can lose time by attempting it and failing it. And I knew I was going to fail it. So I didn't even bother with it. It only saves a half a second anyway.
He's going to try to save about a second here, too, by jumping.
Yeah, I can't hear that. There's an audio cue that I can use there to save a half a second if I jump there at the end, but I just couldn't hear it.
And that lets you jump before the game freezes you when the blocks start to fall, and you can get positioned a little closer to the left.
All right, so approaching Dracula, the final boss of the game. I usually can kill him in 6 or 7 cycles. 6 is generally the fastest.
Visual cue? No, I don't think there is a visual cue, Chef Euro. I searched for one. I
He's
couldn't
going to be
find
using
any.
that cross and whip strat he
It's
talked about earlier with trying to hit the attack.
Mostly
and sub-weapon
audio. I
buttons
mean, I
on,
could be wrong, but
consecutive frames.
the Dracula fight was okay. I got trolled a few times. Right there, that fire spawn, it was a troll, making me miss another whip hit on him.
Ideally, you don't want him to spawn completely on the edge of the screen, just because that reduces the number of hits you can get per cross.
Okay, right here, I tried to do a cross and whip, but I failed. I end up just whipping. It's harder to do a cross and whip when you do a cross and whip and jump at the same time. It's a lot of button presses, a lot of precise button presses, and it's a little bit harder. But I usually can do it, but unfortunately, I didn't connect it right there. And if I would have connected that, I would have got a 6 cycle. That would have been another opportunity to get a 6 cycle in. But I did get the second jump. I think when I landed, I jumped back up and I did throw another. I did do another cross and whip.
With the cross.
But if I would have connected both of them, then it would have been a 6 cycle. Yeah, see, on the second time I did it, but the first jump I didn't do it. And I got trolled by lightning. Another opportunity for a 6 cycle. Got hit by lightning. Messed that up. That's three things that happened in the run. Trolled by fire, trolled by lightning, and missing a cross and whip. If I would have just nailed at least one of those 3, I would have got a 6 cycle. Just one of those 3 is all I needed. But still I got a fast 7 cycle.
7 cycle. Pretty good.
Probably would have had a 6 if he hadn't given you that bad spawn.
Yeah, Drek has a lot of harsh RNG to him. Can extend the fight to a 7 cycle, usually. Time.
Yep,
Yeah, the actual time was shown in my splits there, 35:13. And that's against the world record run.
Thank you.
Pretty good.
Yeah, that chandelier death cost about 1.5 minutes.
I really wanted to mention chandelier death again because it was huge. It cost 1.5 minutes. I mean, this could have been a 34:40? No, 33:40. Yeah, 33:40 or something. Which would have been a much better run. And then without the stage 1 death, it would have been close to a 33. Or without the stage 1 death.
I want to give a quick shout out to the other Castlevania 4 runners that have helped contribute strats to this game. All the ones who have a 32-minute run, which include Joe D'Amelio, Hanage Belmondo, Just Defend, the Mexican runner, DBX, and Stry. And,
as far as I'm aware of, all those guys contributed strats to this game, but I don't know if Stry has contributed any strats. I know DBX contributed a few strats, but I don't know if Stry found any strats. But either way, he is a sub 33, so he was worth mentioning, I guess.
Also, give a shout out to Bablo and Funk Doc also for contributing strats to this game. So thanks to them, make this run possible.
So yeah, that was the run I did. Just to let y'all know.
Thanks for having me. And
when I was finished with the run, I felt a little let down, obviously, because a 35-minute run for me is pretty bad.
Set up for Rondo, then.
Especially when taking safe strats.
Good job, Paul.
Thank you.
I usually don't do that bad. So I felt a little let down, but at the same time, I also felt relieved that it was over, because all the nervousness that I had was over, and I was able to relax finally, and not feel so pressured and all that. So I was glad that it was over and that it was, done. As soon as it was over, I pretty much went back to my hotel and took like a 5-hour nap. And then I woke up and I watched my run again. And yeah. I think the worst part of it was not being able to do the zip. I wasn't able to show the zip off. That was probably, I think, the worst part of it. So that's the biggest glitch in the game, and people like to see that. And I wasn't able to get up there to even attempt it. Even though we talked about it for like a whole minute before I got there. So that was just bad overall. Not being able to do the zip. Like I said, also, going into the run at the start, I had a feeling that I wasn't going to play very well because I only had an hour of sleep the night before, and I was nervous. Not real nervous, but just a little bit nervous. And I had to do commentary. I chose to do commentary, and I don't play as well when I'm talking during attempts. That's why when I do attempts, I usually don't say a whole lot because I'm concentrating on my run. Because I know I can get a real record run in or a PB in much more efficient if I don't say much. And also, I had to listen to 3 other people do commentary and make sure I don't repeat the same thing that they're saying, while also answering Skybill's questions that she was asking me. So all that stuff just made me not play very as well as I should. But yeah, I mean, overall, I was still able to show off most of the tricks in the game, and I'm glad people enjoyed it. And I still at least made sure that my commentary was alright, which I think it was just okay. It was alright. I think if I ever did this again, I would probably be more relaxed, since I've done it. Usually the first time you talk in front of over 100,000 people, and you feel a little nervous, but I'd probably be able to handle it better if I ever was able to ever do it again. Yeah, with that said, I think it's time to do some practice now. Yeah, this game does take a ton of concentration. That's right, Last Belmont. It takes a lot of concentration. And when you got so much stuff going on, it's harder to concentrate. Did you see my question? Ryu, so what kinds of stuff do you use? Oh, what kind of stuff did I do at Summer Games Done Quick? Did you want any excursions? Nothing out of the ordinary. I pretty much just practiced in the practice room all day long. I talked to Jaguar King a lot. He was right next to me practicing Simon's Quest. Came back and came and visited me occasionally to check out what I was doing, watch me practice a little bit. And I don't know, just going around talking to people and just meeting people and stuff like that. And hang out in the stream room. And my hotel actually wasn't at the place. It was actually at the it was at the Overflow Hotel. I had to get in my car and travel back and forth to the event and to my hotel, which was a little bit annoying, but it wasn't too bad. I went out to eat a few times at some restaurants by myself. I didn't go with anyone. I tried to get Jaguar King, or who did I get to go with me? I tried to ask somebody, and they didn't want to go. Nothing too special happened, like nothing crazy or anything like that. As far as which trip did I like better, Awesome Games Done Quick versus Summer Games Done Quick, I think they were both really fun, but Awesome Games Done Quick for me was a little bit more epic time for me because it was my first experience, and I got to meet all the other Castlevania 4 runners, and obviously I got the fastest time in the race, and it was just more interesting because the first time meeting everyone on Twitch in person for the first time felt pretty epic. So Awesome Games Done Quick was a little bit more of a better experience for me. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still had a lot of fun at Summer Games Done Quick. It was still a great time also. There's nothing, they added Overwatch. Oh, I need to check that.